You know what I'm trying to say? We're all frustrated, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
What?
if I didn't deal with my own personal anger or issues or prejudices or whatever internally first before I came out into the world, bro, I'd be angry, violating people all the time. Just like what we was talking about earlier, when like saying how we grew up and we said, no white you will ever violate me, bro. You violated my brothers, my fathers, my grandfathers, and then you made man watch man's ancestors getting violated. Guess what? Never me. And that rage made man treat man's white brothers like they're not man's brothers. And try treating them rough, and they grew up and like, bro, I can't lie, bro. You man used to violate. And I've got a lot of white friends that I love personally. And we've had those conversations. We've been able to work through those personal issues. Bro, I did feel like you lot was racist to man. And I'm thinking, no, how can we be racist to you? But then when you sit back and look at it, he's in the circle, and man am I still saying, oh, why is this white? Bro. Oh, why is it white? You know what I'm saying? But the reason behind it is because, but the reason behind it is because of the internal rage that man had because of all of the trauma. If I didn't address the initial issue, which is internal, it's nothing to do with my brothers. It's internal. Do you know what? I will still have that chip on my shoulder, bro. So I feel like you don't have to deal with the internal rage of what it really is.
I understand what you're saying and all that, but I also think you've been fed one side of history because to keep this divide going. If I said to you, Squadron 8666, would you know what I was going on about?
No.
All right. So in the Second World War, the Americans that had their thing going on, segregation and all that going on, they put a unit of black women together for the army. Now, they were just kind of left at their own devices. Now, Europe had a massive problem with the mail. And when I say massive, there were hundreds of warehouses filled with mail for all the troops, American, European troops, everyone. And they brought these ladies over. Now, when they got to Europe, they soon found out that we'd been integrating with black people for a long time. And anyway, cut a very long story short, these women's through all kinds of means. You can go watch a film on Netflix, it's brilliant. But they found a way of dealing with all this mail, right, and getting it out to the troops, and it put the troops' morale up and all that. And every time they walked through Europe, every troop, no matter French, English, whatever, would stop and salute them. And made them feel like nothing that they should have felt at home in America. Now, when they went back to America, all the segregation and that was still going on and all this rubbish. And a lot of them thought, fuck this, we're going back to Europe, you know what I mean? Where we are, you know, and I just feel like you are fed all this narrative, like about, you know, and it did happen. Let's not deny the white man have done a lot of, horrible things in history, but we've also done a lot of good as well, you know what I mean? And I just feel like your community kind of gets like fed one side of it. And then especially the last, 10 years, we've been made to feel guilty for something that's happened 400 years ago. And it's like, well, I wasn't involved in that.
No, but this is the thing. This is why I'm specific with how I say things and what I'm saying. I'm the only reason why I mentioned the movie is because it reinstalls what's already happening in front of us. So if,
at that time, though,
if my brother's getting violated, my father's getting violated, my granddad got violated. This is not 400 years. This is the other day. And then you've made me watch something from 400 years. Do you get it? So you're telling me my recent history, my ancient history, and my local all of the history from the past to the present, you guys have openly violated, man, and been happy about it.
Yeah, but they didn't tell you all the good stuff that the white men were doing in that
but
period.
obviously I get it, but it's not about telling me, because it's not you that's telling me. It's not I'm saying, they're saying, be careful when you don't go Pearly, don't go New Adderton, don't go where. They're telling man, as man's a teenager, don't go certain places because they will see you and run you down. And I'm saying, wait. It's real. I'm saying, not me. They'll run you lot down. Because me and my ones, we ain't getting run down. And that's what happened.
But listen, run down. Like, what am I saying is, what I'm saying, because I was there. You see what I'm saying? We've got different generations here as well. You see what I'm saying? Of going through this situation. So it's like, but listen, 1 second. When I was like I said, back in the West outside, when I was a kid, so I grew up in Brixton Hill, so like I said, London before, there's a time in London where there was a lot of that would happen. I would get bullied by National Front all the time. I had to have beef with BNP people all the time. I had to grow up in that, right? So like, imagine, like I came from Brixton now, because in them days, there's only like 4 black areas.
Yeah.
There was only Brixton, there was, Northwest London, Harlesden, yeah? Then like Willesden and place there. And then there was like East London, Hackney, you get what I'm saying? And those are like some of the main, sorry if I missed one out, but there was like only certain areas, right? So now when I left Brixton Hill and moved to Streatham Common, and I had to go to school in a place called Eastfields, which is like when you go there, it's a boys' school. There's just bare white youths in there, you understand?
Yeah.
I'm a kid now, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm not gonna lie, I had to get bullied, running all that shit, but after a while, man got bigger and bigger, man, I had to fight back. I had to fight NF every day to the point, but I tell you what, to a point where it stopped, where we had respect for each other now, where we had to shake each other's hand and say, you know what, it's air, because it's air now, I'm getting, you know what I mean, it's air now, I'm not having it. Like I said, but like you said, before me, my dad came from Jamaica off a boat and came here. He had to fight people every day to be here. You see where I'm coming from? Before that, my granddad came here before that. Yeah, him and grandma had to go through them throwing stuff at them walking down the street. You see where I'm coming from, yeah? So then when I did go to school and I get told by a white man about my history, he showed me a video of slavery. Just to add to the pepper and salt. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But obviously now, it's different now. Like, I'm telling you, there's a place called I would live in Streatham Vale, right? And then there's a place called Pollard's Hill. If I walk through Pollard's Hill, it's guaranteed beef, but I have to go through there to get to the library or something like that. You know where I'm coming from? Some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or it's mad. So, but listen, now times has changed. Everyone's cool, but a lot of people don't know about them times, and that's why. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people. I wish people get to know some of them kind of history, because they don't really know them kind of things. They thought that everyone was just cool and kosher and that, you know what I'm saying? But we had to kind of earn like our position here in London City still. Do you know what I'm saying? We couldn't just live here. We had to earn it. Like, we took over Brixton. That's why they couldn't do nothing, because we just took it over. We had to go places and literally take it over, like flood it. You understand?
I hear what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's real shit. That's why.
But like,
real,
there's a few years, like only a few years between us. And when I grew, I had a best mate, Jermaine Scott, black lad, come down from London. Me and him, best 5 discount guys at school, right? Go out, dinner time, to the local Tesco's, come back with like 20 football tops.
Right.
Sell them at school.
Right.
Like, it's never, like...
It's real, man.
Colour never came into it for me as a kid, right? And then...
Because when you're a kid, you don't see colours when you're a kid. You don't care about it. That's your mate. You don't care, like, you just like him, like something just drawed you to him and that's your mate. And then you understand? Like, it's real.
I'm sat at my nan's, right?
I hate how people get older and they change because their brother's opinion, or it was like their dad's opinion when we was younger, like dad said, don't hang around with them, man, you know what I'm saying? But I'm glad that we squashed it as the older youths, yeah? And now you come to London now, everyone's in London. Look at just what through Croydon just now. When you walked through Croydon, you saw everyone. There's no, like, what I love about London is this. If you did something, it's not, that black guy did it, or no, that white guy did it. Some idiot called Paul did it. You don't matter what colour he was, it's just an idiot. It doesn't matter where you came from, bruv. Like, if I go outside to Eastbourne or something like that, right? It's always, you know Black Byron. I like to welcome everybody to the Stand On Business.
Stand On Business.
Stand On Business show. Hey, let's go.